So this Wednesday evening, we have what is probably one of the most exciting UCL last four clashes in recent memory. You've got a slick and sound City side set up to serve a psychotically single-minded scoring cyborg seeking to sail past the semis, a stage they so seldom succeed in surpassing, and a tried and tested team of tradition tasked to terminate these treble targeting titans attempting to take their title by trespassing. Now, if you ask the average fan on how they believe the event will transpire on Wednesday, they'll unsurprisingly go with the side who are on course for a PL 3-peat. But here's the thing, if you are someone who thinks like this, you're either ignoring or altogether missing a couple of crucial points. And they are, number one, with all due respect, City being at home really shouldn't be a factor. I mean, not only because the away goals rule has now been abolished, but also, take it from someone who was actually there the last time these two faced off in Manchester, the atmosphere at the Etihad isn't exactly intimidating, so to say.
Go Manchester United!
And number two, this Real Madrid side are pretty much tailor-made for UCL away nights. They have two lightning wingers on each side, a front man who's more than happy to drop deep and release them, a couple of Champions League proven clutch players on the bench, a magician in the middle who, in his older age, prefers to release the ball as quickly as possible, and, perhaps most vital of all for this particular game, very good crosses of the ball all throughout the team. And this isn't vital because City are bad in the air or anything, they're far from it, but you know what they are though? They are known to crack under pressure in Europe. And what's the best way to pile on the pressure on such serial bottlers? Crosses! So simple, yet so effective. Which is basically the manager's forte. Cause you see, there's a reason why Mr. Ancelotti has always been a lot more successful in cup competitions. Cause unlike Pep Guardiola, who probably has as much chill as he has hair, Don Carlo's footballing philosophy has always been pretty straightforward. He gives his attackers the freedom to express themselves and do their thing, while focusing on how to set the team up as a defensive unit. And while this approach doesn't really work when coaching lesser teams like Everton, cause you know, they need help everywhere, Mr. Ancelotti has always been successful in either sides who were just great all over, who wouldn't want that, or sides who were very top heavy and thus consisted of world-class attacking talent who he can trust to take care of business on their own, allowing him to focus more on the defensive side of the game. Which basically means he's living the Italian dream. And considering that the home Madridiots won't be there to snobbily boo this counter-attacking approach, man, I hate these dipshits. There really won't be much on the way of Don Carlo's mandem to sit back, let City make their own mistakes, and focus on keeping the most rigid defensive shape possible, thus not giving an inch to Haaland and co. Speaking of whom, yes, unless it's a penalty, I wholeheartedly believe that Erling Haaland will blank on Wednesday. As I said, Real Madrid will focus on their defensive game plan more than anything else. And as amazing as he has been this season, when you look at games where a big side had a plan to specifically cut the supplies to him, the big man has more or less been a passenger in those ties. Sorry G. Maybe keep your pops at home for this one. Now look, I will place the same disclaimer on this as I did on my prediction for the World Cup final, i.e. my prediction can prove to be completely wrong if a dodgy refereeing decision impacts the game. And while in the case of the World Cup, I pretty much nailed what the dodgy decision was going to be, the prediction I will lay out for you will be 100% accurate. Unless the following occurs. With the game locked at 0-0, Argentina get a penalty, go a goal up, force the French to open up, leading Messi to find space. Now I won't lie, I can't really make such a specific refereeing prediction in this case cause, well, there aren't any consistent and suspect patterns forming. Either way though, given that there aren't going to be anything like that, I'm going to predict either a 1-goal margin win for Real or the game going to penalties. In which case, once again, anything can happen. But yeah, I hope these PL snobs eat shit.
Hala Madrid!
And that is that. Agree or disagree beats indifference. Once again, don't forget to like, comment and share. And of course, subscribe. Till next time, you keep rolling.